Hello and welcome to Crowforest Reviews, and welcome to the start of the new season. So in keeping with our long one-year tradition of throwing something shiny into the air in celebration of the occasion, I give you that. Woo! This is Toy Story 2. The movie opens with Buzz Lightyear fighting Zurg's army of evil on an abandoned moon in the Zeta Quadrant, where he breaks in to fight Zurg himself. This seems awfully familiar somehow. This is clearly the plot to the Buzz Lightyear movie. In fact, did I even put in the right movie? Buzz Lightyear and his partner Warp Dark Matter are on a mission from Star Command to locate and rescue the 3 kidnapped little green men. Their search brings them to an uncharted moon in the Zeta Quadrant. Actually, it turns out that this is just a video game that Rex is playing in Andy's bedroom. Don't you just hate it when movies start out with fake-out fight scenes that have nothing to do with anything? So lame. Anyway, moving on. It turns out that Andy is about to go on his annual camping trip, which is apparently a thing, and he's going to take Woody along with him, because that's apparently also a thing.
Don't worry, Woody. In just a few hours, you'll be sitting around a campfire with Andy making delicious hot schmoes.
That's what she said. Actually, I have no idea if she said that or not, but it sounds like the kind of thing she might say.
Oh, it's so nice to have a big, strong spot around the house.
She definitely said that. So anyway, after resolving Woody's existential crisis about not being able to find his hat, yeah, I don't get it either, we finally get some action when Rex accidentally sits on the remote.
This is Al from Al's Toy Barn, and
He's the villain. What gives you that impression? Why else would they cut to him? Good job, movie! You've already given away who the villain is, and we don't even know what the plot complication is yet. So anyway, everyone runs and hides as a rather large toy dog comes barging into the room, followed closely by Andy. Wait, toy dogs are exempt from the toy taboo? Or is that supposed to be a real dog? Maybe it's supposed to be a real dog. So Andy and his mom are about to leave for the camp, but Andy accidentally rips Woody's arm on the way out. So obviously, seeing as how that would take 2 seconds to fix, they quickly mend Woody's arm and then they go on their way.
Maybe we can fix him on the way.
No, just leave him.
Or that works too. Well, that was pointlessly depressing. Oh well, I guess contrived plot points are better than no plot points. The next morning, Andy and his mom come back from what was apparently the shortest camp in the history of ever, while Mr. Potato Head and some of the others play the lamest game of poker in the history of ever.
I forgot. You're broken. I don't want to play with you.
Oh, that was a dream sequence. You know, suddenly that makes a lot more sense. Wow, the subconscious of a toy is pretty messed up. Anyway, back in the real world, Woody is sitting on a bookshelf, and he starts talking to a toy penguin with a broken squeaker, and they commiserate about the philosophical nature of what it means to be a broken toy. The real world is weird. Anyway, Andy's mother comes in and grabs the aforementioned toy penguin, along with a few other items, and puts them in a giveaway box to take down to the garage sale going on downstairs. Woody immediately whistles for the dog thing from earlier, and they go downstairs to try and rescue the penguin. But the other toys misinterpret Woody's actions.
he's getting in the box! He's selling himself for 25 cents!
Ow.
He's selling himself for 25 cents!
Wait, what? So Woody manages to rescue the penguin, but he falls off the dog on the way back, and he's picked up by someone wanting to buy him. So the chicken guy from earlier tries to buy Woody, but when Andy's mom refuses his offer, he resorts to stealing Woody. Wait, so he offers to pay first, and then when that doesn't work, he steals Woody as a last resort, but not any of the cash that was with him, despite the fact that it would have saved time to just take the whole case? You know, all things considered, this guy is one of the most considerate thieves I've ever encountered. I'm just saying, he could be a whole lot ruder. So anyway, the remaining toys gather together to figure out what to do, and Rex suggests that they call some outside help.
How do you spell FBI?
I'm pretty sure it's spelled CIA. Oh great, now I have 2 government agencies pissed at me. While the others have been arguing among themselves, Buzz has been working on a lead of his own, and he's pretty sure he's worked out who the kidnapper is.
Draw that man in a chicken suit.
Please never say that again. There is no context where that is okay. Unless you're into that. So the chicken guy drops Woody off at his lair, and then he leaves for work, leaving Woody alone. Woody tries to escape, but before he can come up with a plan, he's attacked by a plastic horse. And then he's ambushed by his insane sister, because apparently he has a sister now, and she's insane. Or at least, she's probably his sister. They're a little vague on that point. Anyway, Woody's probably sister Jessie explains to Woody how he's part of a collection, and now that he's there to complete said collection, Chicken Guy will be selling them to a museum, along with all the rather disturbing kitschy merchandise that Chicken Guy has collected. Upon hearing about the museum plans, Woody freaks out, and he frantically tries to explain that he has an owner he has to get back to. This, in turn, causes Jessie to freak out. It turns out that Jessie is suffering from PTSD from years in storage, and with Woody gone, she'll have to go back into storage until a replacement can be found. So anyway, Chicken Guy comes back after work, and in his excitement to play with his new toy, he accidentally rips Woody's arm off the rest of the way. Ha! That's kind of traumatic. And yet, despite being in terrible pain from his traumatic limb loss, Woody waits until Chicken Guy's out of the room before screaming, because of that stupid taboo. So anyway, cut to later that night. Woody tries to get his arm back from the sleeping chicken man, but before he manages it, the TV turns itself on and wakes the guy up.
What? No, officer, I swear.
We should probably be concerned that that's the first thing he says when he wakes up. When Chicken Guy leaves the room, Woody immediately accuses Jessie of turning on the TV to sabotage him and starts shouting at her, only to have his ass handed to him. We need to watch that on a loop. Jessie continues to beat the crap out of Woody until Stinky Pete the Prospector breaks up their fight. So cut back to the other group of toys. They've finally managed to locate Chicken Guy's toy factory, and now all they have to do is cross the street to get to it.
Oh well, we tried.
That is the best reaction ever. I'm going to use that from now on. Well, I tried. Run away! Run away! So the toys all cross the road wearing orange traffic cones and proceed to play the most deadly game of Frogger ever. How many people just died?
That went well.
You know, considering the number of people they just killed and the number of car fires they no doubt started, all because of crossing the road illegally, I think it's fair to say that they're all guilty of arson, murder, and jaywalking. So the now wanted criminals enter the toy store, and they split up to search for Woody. Buzz, of course, going down the irony aisle, because why not? And say, since we're here anyway, why not have Buzz get into a fight with his other self? Well, Buzz is getting his ass handed to him by his other self, which sounds like it should be a metaphor, but somehow isn't. The other toys are looking on the pink girl toy aisle, because apparently this particular store isn't very progressive. So after some hijinks involving a Barbie tour guide and a Jurassic Park ripoff, they make it to the Buzz Lightyear aisle and meet back up with Buzz. Or at least, a Buzz.
You've got the wrong Buzz!
So cut back to Woody. Jamie is emo about Woody leaving, and so we get a sad montage of sadness. Well, that was depressing. So, inspired by Jessie's montage, Woody decides to stay and go to the museum with Jessie and Pete to save them from storage. Meanwhile, Chicken Guy calls his buyer to set up a meeting time, and then he heads back to his apartment, unknowingly taking the toys with him in his bag. Buzz, the real one that is, sees what the others are doing, and he goes after them, inadvertently letting Zurg out of the toy store with him. The rescue group makes it to the top of the building to rescue Woody, and a fight breaks out between the two toy factions. But Woody steps in and tells his friends that he's not going and that they can piss off. Woody turns away from his friends and is immediately bombarded by Irony TV.
You got a friend in me.
And he instantly changes his mind and decides to go with his friends and bring his new friends along, which he really should have been doing from the start, but oh well, he's doing it now. But oh no, Stinky Pete betrays him, because we needed another villain apparently. Okay. And speaking of more last-minute villains...
So, we need to get Buzz Lightyear.
Great, just what we needed. There are way too many subplots in this movie. So the fight goes on a bit, but eventually it culminates in this totally original bit of originality.
Surrender, Buzz Lightyear. You killed my father. No, Buzz. I am your father.
I sure am glad this isn't a ripoff. No, Buzz Lightyear. This is a ripoff. No! So Chicken Guy drives off with Woody and company, and the others chase after him, managing to ditch the spare Buzz along the way.
Buzz, are you coming? No, I have a lot of catching up to do with my dad.
They happen to find a car that's unlocked and has the keys in it, and they take off after Chicken Guy. It sure is a good thing that they know how to drive. Never mind. That doesn't count as driving. Anyway, they somehow manage to make it to the airport without dying, and they all climb into a cat carrier so as to be put on the luggage conveyor belt in order to follow the suitcase that has Woody in it. This plan seems foolproof, at least until they discover that the inside of the conveyor system is just like that insane door thing from Monsters, Inc. Anyway, they eventually locate the right suitcase, and they rescue Woody from Stinky Pete. So they get Woody and Bullseye out of the suitcase. But since this movie is about 10 minutes too short, they don't get Jessie out, and instead they have to get her out via pointlessly long contrived climax. So they all make it home, and then Andy gets home to find this sight. Wait, so they can't let a human see them move, but it's fine to leave behind evidence that they did move. Oh, whatever. So that was Toy Story 2. How was it? It was pretty good. The story could definitely be a bit contrived at times, and the internal logic was more than a little shaky. But really, what do you expect from a movie about living toys? The animation, of course, is great, surpassing even the first movie, but that's just par for the course with Pixar movies. And overall, it's just a really fun movie, and I would definitely recommend it.